From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.
Alrighty, everyone, welcome to tonight's coverage of the Sim 500 Midnight Thunder series here on Extreme Sim TV. It is Matt in the booth alongside my co-host, my compadre, AJ the Man Capola. Gonna bring you all the live action here tonight from Atlanta and Atlanta Motor Speedway, AJ.
Yeah, really excited. I love this racetrack. Can't wait to see the repave when it finally gets to iRacing. But we have a big field here tonight at Atlanta Motor Speedway for the Sim 500 Midnight Series.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun here tonight. Josh McElmore comes in leading the series by 2 points over EJ O'Rourke. A tight battle up to front of the field here after 3 rounds of the scheduled 11, AJ.
Yeah, E.J. O'Rourke has been doing a really good job, but Tyler Dalton hasn't been too far away. Same thing with Bobby Wetzel and a couple other guys. Matt, what are you expecting as we're getting ready for qualifying right now?
Well, it's going to be a handful here tonight at Atlanta Motor Speedway, as it always is. This place hot, slick, worn out, at least until we get the repave. And every time you come here, you got to wonder if this is the last time we're going to see this beautiful racetrack in its current configuration. For me, I really like this place in its current configuration. Me personally, I think it's going to be a sad day when this configuration disappears.
Yeah, but it might be good to get a little more of an updated Atlanta. I hope this track just goes legacy, so you get to kind of keep it like how Texas and Kentucky did.
But right now, qualifying underway, and it's going to be Texton on track right now alongside of Mike Kelly out there trying to get up to speed in the 2 truck. Thomas Lewandowski, we know he's strong each and every week. He's coming up to speed down the back straightaway. Harnish Gallagher, look at old Harnish right here. In that number, I believe that's 9 or 22 truck right there on track. Scott Simley on track as well, AJ.
Yeah, a bunch of cars on track right now as they're taking the green flag lap. We're going to start seeing someone come across the board. Who do you think might get pole? I'm actually going to go with the points guy, E.J. O'Rourke, because he has been really good in qualifying.
Well, we're taking a look at the points leader, McElmore, there as well. O'Rourke second behind him in points, but I think it's probably going to be O'Rourke or McElmore most likely, if I'm guessing. Now, Macklemore, AJ, taking a different approach to this. He's going to run the wall all the way around the top of the racetrack for his first lap, trying to get as much speed as humanly possible. And that is just so your second lap is normally better if you do that. Sexton right there as well. Good evening, Cortland. How are you? Gallagher top of the standings in the 22 truck. Harnish Gallagher out of Australia, top of the board. Good job for him. Got disqualified from qualifying. Portland, how in the world did you manage that? Gallagher top of the board. Sexton there as well. Brad Allison right there also. 2 minutes left in qualifying here tonight. AJ, what are you seeing so far, buddy?
That pretty much everybody is pretty close together except Hamish Gallagher. He's almost a tenth ahead of Scott Smiley and Gary Sexton. But holy cow, E.J. O'Rourke coming in 13th at the time being. I seem to have been wrong.
It happens, buddy. It definitely happens. Gallagher top of the board. Simley right there going to work his way through second on the board. Allison, look at Allison going to go to fourth. Wetzel now to P2. Bobby Wetzel, great job. That United States driver, P2. And they are continuing to rock and roll right now. And right now, top of the board, Gallagher leads them. Will lead them to green here when we get going if it stays the way it is right now, AJ. Are you surprised to see Gallagher top of the board like that so early on?
No, not really. Gallagher has been pretty good all season so far. Unfortunately, he has gotten caught a couple times in some incidents, but other than that, he's been doing very well.
So 51 seconds left on the board, AJ. And again, this series is a lot of fun. The Midnight Thunder series. Trucks always put on a good show here. And once again, we go on another Friday night late with 35 seconds to go. But it looks like tonight it's going to be Harnish bringing them to green if it stays the way it is right now, AJ. Again, AJ, of course, AJ Capola, Nerds Doing Nerds Things, in the booth with us here tonight. Going to be a lot of fun. Again, our other channel partners, Trackbar Media and Elite Performance Industries as well. All on board to go racing here tonight from Atlanta. But it's going to be Gallagher that brings them down from the pole here tonight, AJ. Wetzel right there as well.
Yeah, Matt, you've run here probably a lot more than I have. What are your thoughts about getting around Atlanta Motor Speedway?
It is a heck of a track to try to get around. Like you said, you really got to manage the tires on the truck all night long. And that can be your greatest issue here at a place like Atlanta, AJ, is keeping the tires underneath you. A lot of throttle control here is what we're going to see all evening as we get ready for them to line up. Quickly here, let's take a look at your running order or your starting lineup. It's going to be Harnish Gallagher right there, and Mr. Bobby Wetzel, Mr. Tyler Dalton there from third, Scott Simley in fourth. Fifth is going to be Gary Sexton, Brad Allison there in sixth, Thomas Lewandowski in seventh out of New York, out of New England, E.J. O'Rourke right there as well. Josh McElmore back there in ninth right now. Turn One Heroes driver Mike Kelly in 10th right now. 11th is going to be John. 12th is going to be out of Texas, Mr. Pedro right there in that 12th spot. And we will continue through here. AJ, any surprises there from what I read off?
Not really surprises. I'm more surprised, Chris Sawyer, Rich Jett, and some other guys didn't take a time. George Rakan. But But no, your fast guys are up to the top. Tyler Dalton, Bobby Wetzel. I'm kind of surprised E.J. O'Rourke, we were just talking about him, is starting 8th. But we'll see where that ends up going.
The Rich back there, Dustin German. Steve Herring right there, Dominic. Brian Beach right there. On there, Livingston. Cortland there got DQ'd from qualifying. And Joe going to round out the field. 35 trucks here tonight for 90 laps at Atlanta Motor Speedway, AJ. Well, buddy, here we go once again. Ready to kick one off here tonight. AJ's sitting there like, we're getting good at kicking these off on Friday night doubleheaders.
I mean, you're not wrong.
You're not the wrongest, sir. You are so right. So we are ready to go. Everybody is lined up, ready to rock and roll for 90 laps around this 1.5 mile racetrack to wind out tonight. Harnish Gallagher going to lead them to green in that purple and color Toyota Tundra. Sounds like I'm calling it a Bolo there. Getting ready to bring them to green. So Gallagher up there, that number 22 truck alongside that number 9 of Wetzel. Of course, Wetzel having a good run in the ARCA series last year, right back here in the trucks this year. Going to be a lot of fun. So here we go, out of turn number 4, the Sim 500. Midnight Thunder Series is ready to go green. AJ Capola, we're green at Atlanta. Let's go racing in the ATL.
Excellent launch by Hamish right there, even though he's got Bobby Wetzel to his outside. I'm going to try to get a better view because I'm looking as a spectator right now.
Yeah, everybody going to do a good job keeping it clean early on. Now, keep in mind here at a place like Atlanta Motor Speedway, expect the tires to wear out quickly and lap times to fall rapidly here in the first few laps. Lucas right there, Ricky right there as well, hanging on. 2 of 92 complete here already. Field starting to spread out mid-pack. Bobby Wetzel going to jump under Harnish. That's for second. Harnish already falling from the pole to third, AJ. So you surprised there that Harnish Gallagher dropping that quick, AJ?
Not really. Tires are still fresh. You're only coming to finish lap 2. But he dropped the third. It's not like he went very far back, and He's also trying a different line than everybody else.
This is true. As you look on board the roll bar of this machine, up to the back bumper of the truck in front of him, giving him a good shove. You see on board with Dalton there, Dalton trying to hang on to it as well out front with Wetzel right in front of him. Now look at that, Wetzel going to pull back ahead. Wetzel was on the top there for a moment, looking back from his truck. You see him double file behind him. Early on, you see a couple of different lanes, that high lane and that bottom lane. It's a preference of choice here where you want to run, and I think right now the 22 going to go to the top. Try to conserve some of those tires. As I say that, he cuts it, arcs it down into 3 and 4, right to the back bumper or the back tailgate of Bobby Wetzel right now for the race lead. So he was able to get that thing down in 3 and 4 pretty well, right down to the white line, AJ. But he's going to abandon that over here in 1 and 2 and go back to the wall. Interesting to see. See the field double file behind them. You see Tyler Dalton, Josh McElmore, points leader coming into this one as well. Right here in this front 5-6 truck battle here tonight in Atlanta. Well, AJ, what do you think so far as we continue to stack up?
Well, so far we've seen really good racing. The first couple are kind of side by side. Outside of the front 2, you got 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th all pretty much by each other, trying to fight for position. But other than back of the pack, it's single file.
Wetzel right there hanging on. I think it's going to be a kind of a chess match here tonight. What do you do to save tires? Both your race leaders to the top side that time. Gary Sexton going to take advantage and go to the bottom. So Sexton trying to find the bottom early, AJ. Dalton McElmore right there as well. 7-92 in the books. So, I'm interested in the tire wear and how everything works out tire wear wise. And let's see if we can look at some lap times here this time. So if you look, we've already dropped about a half a second from where we were at back on lap 3, AJ. So already free falling lap times here, which is exactly what you would expect here in Atlanta, to be honest. So what do you do here to keep the truck under you? Truck's going to the top lane, rolling the top right now. And we'll take some more look at what the lap times look like right now. 8 laps in. You see Wetzel right there running second. Losing a little bit to Sexton last time by, not a ton. But they continue to battle right now for that second, third, and fourth position. McElmore right there as well. Josh McElmore up 5 starts from where he started, AJ.
Wow. Doing pretty good. Trying to find him on the... There he is. Took me a little while to find him on the leaderboard. But look at them use that middle to outside lane.
Yeah, and that's the thing you're going to see a lot tonight. Getting big runs off the middle and top lane here is not out of the question, especially as the tires wear. Because AJ, basically, as your tires wear, the higher you go, the less sharply you're having to turn that truck. Makes it a little bit easier to get around. Double file right here. That's the 28 machine of Pedro and Mike Kelly right there as well, AJ. Kelly trying to hang on the top side. Meanwhile, out front, Harnish Gallagher back where he started, back out front, back leading, AJ.
Yep. It took him a couple laps, but he's gapping second Bobby Wetzel pretty good right now. Yeah, a really nice run.
Yeah, I think what gets me about that, it took him a couple of laps to get going, like you said, but once he got going, he is pulling away right now as they continue to run. All righty, buddy. I'm going to let you be captain for about a lap, and I'll be right back, buddy.
All right. Big gap by Hamish Gallagher. Bobby Wetzel is still sitting in P2. Gary Sexton is right on the back bumper of Bobby Wetzel, but looking to the inside of Gary Sexton, that is Josh Mitchellmore. Listening to Matt a little too much. But then you got Tyler Dalton closing in on Josh Mitchellmore. The draft is a big thing here, everybody. And side by side, right behind him, that looks like Thomas Lewandowski, along with the 41 of E.J. O'Rourke. E.J. O'Rourke at the line gets the pass done, but they are still fighting side by side as they are in turn 2. Looks like E.J. made the pass and will slide right up in front of Thomas Lewandowski. Now here comes the 12 truck of Scott Smiley. He's going to cut to the inside of Thomas Lewandowski, and following Scott, it is Pedro Mosia. Other than that, that's pretty much how we run. That is our top 10. You got Mike Kelly sitting back in 10th in that beautiful number 2 5G Verizon truck. Still trying to make the pass is Scott Smiley on Thomas Lewandowski. That is for 7th place. Seems like you get out of turn 2 and turn 4. That outside gives you a really nice run. So back up towards the front, Hamish is still in a pretty much a zip code of his own. He's about 0.7 of a second faster than Bobby Wetzel. And then your third place driver, it is Gary Sexton. So we'd like to thank all of you, everybody, for coming out and joining us here tonight. It's been a lot of fun. Currently got 2 people watching. Hey, share it all out, everybody. The more the merrier. I think Matt is coming back right now. Hit that like button, subscribe to Extreme Sim TV.
All right, I'm back. Sorry about that, folks.
It's okay. I had you, pal.
Thanks, man. Thomas Lewandowski, Joshua Madlock from Extreme Sim TV in the booth, or in the chat. Well, he could be in the booth if he wants to come up here with us. But right now, Thomas Lewandowski in 7th, AJ. So, what are you seeing here in Atlanta, AJ? It's kind of caught your attention while I stepped away.
That passing is not going to be as easy as you would be expecting. It looks like the outside lane is preferred because you can kind of protect the runs that way. But right now, Hamish Gallagher is just pulling away.
Yeah, he is. He is going. Good racing, though. Mid-pack, Lewandowski, Simley back through here. What about Coleman right there? Mike Kelly there, as well as Mr. John and Brad Allison. Raymond back here as well in the mix. Yeah, Matt's been sick there, Mr. Medlock. Yeah, Matt's hanging in there. 20 and 92 complete. Right now as we fight through this one right at the moment. So, we take a look. Let's take a look at where we're at in this race right now as we're on board. We're about 19 laps into this run, AJ. Tires already free falling. We look at some of these lap times over the past. We're already down to a 33.3 last time by. So we have dropped a ton in just 19 laps. Well, yeah, 21 laps, 19, right around there. So we are really dropping off lap time wise. Gallagher leads. Sexton, Dalton right there as well. Macklemore, EJ O'Rourke right there in that top 6. Thomas Lewandowski there as well. Lewandowski backtracking a little bit on the top side. He's going to get past here. Nearly got in the fence off of turn 4. May have got a piece of it as he drops back there and they'll work underneath of him. Oh, Lewandowski dropping back. Simley there on the bottom will sneak through. Move Simley to 9th. Lewandowski to 10th. As we work our second race of Trucking Fridays here on the panel. Sexton up front, though. Coming under fire a little bit onto the back bumper. Harnish, so pulling back away. Gary Sexton right there in second. Man, oh man. Sexton, Wetzel, Tyler Dalton. Yeah, Medlock, I may have the don't know for sure, but I may have the unwanted word that we can't say on YouTube. But Wetzel, Dalton, O'Rourke right there as well. Macklemore right there in the top 6, as well as Pedro and Chad Coleman right there also. Coleman gonna jump in the line. Right with points leader Macklemore, AJ. This is just solid racing out there, buddy. One car.
It has been very solid racing. Gary Sexton got by Bobby Wetzel. I'm pretty sure you covered that. But Hamish Gallagher is pulling away at about a second and a half right now.
I don't know if you've seen that down the back straightaway, but Jerry West had to take an abrupt action all the way down on the apron in that number 86 machine. Got it gathered back up in, looks like 15th. All right, back again. So, man, these guys are going after it right now. 25 of 92 complete. "26 laps on the board. Hamish Gallagher, dominating performance so far. "26 on the board right now. Macklemore sitting right there in 8th. Scott there in 9th. Lewandowski in the top 10. Thomas Lewandowski holding serve right now in 10th. Brad Allison right there in 11th. 12th right now is going to be Raymond. 13th is John. 14th Jerry West. Ron Hollyfield in 15th right now. Mark Allen in 16th. As they continue to run. Trying to figure out where my cat come up with a F2 key to play with. On what keyboard did you take that off of?
I have no clue.
No, I have an F2 key, so probably one of my spare keyboards. Well, that's a thing. Pedro right there. EJ O'Rourke there as well. You're just trying to help me broadcast, AJ.
Well, that's good.
Just don't realize the button's not connected to anything. As I continue to run right now. EJ O'Rourke setting in line at the moment with Simley right there behind him. And again, we should be looking at stops here pretty soon, AJ. As Cortland just entered pit road just a moment ago. Again, Cortland got DQ'd out of the qualifying earlier.
Yeah, that's never good.
That was around 26th, 27th position right now. As these trucks continue to battle. We're looking at Mitchell right there, Chris Sawyer in that little battle. Those two going at it. So 30 laps in, going to be pit stops before much longer here. Again, yes, you need fuel, but I almost argue, and here we go, trucks at the rear of the field coming in. I almost argue you need tires more than you need fuel here, just from the insane amount of tire wear that these trucks have.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
And right now, as they continue to rock and roll, that's Tyler Dalton sitting in that 6th spot at the moment.
I mean, I will say these trucks do carry a fuel limit of 75%, so we can go a decent amount of time. It's just how far into that decent amount of time.
Yeah, I think they could go further on fuel than you would even really want to on the tires, per se. You can make up so much by short pitting here. And I think that's what strategy we're going to see kind of prevail here a little bit. As soon as we get some trucks out of the top 10, I think you got to come down. Macklemore down pit road. So here we go. Championship leader leaving pit road as we speak. He tried to sneak down, but I caught him. So we got a couple of more coming down. Now, when does your leader Harnish come down? And is he watching this, realizing there's guys on pit road taking 4 tires as we speak? Take a look here. 33 on the board of 92 here tonight. Kelly off of as entered pit road. There goes Mike Kelly down. Kelly on pit road as we speak. There he comes. You see that Toyota creeping down. There is a pit stall as well. Harnish Gallagher still leading this one. Started on pole tonight, dropped back early, recovered back to the race lead, and pretty much dominating so far from there on out, AJ.
Yeah, he's been pretty much the car to beat right now. Granted, Gary Sexton has him down to a second and a half, but that's kind of where it's held serve right there.
Yeah, it's kind of impressive. It's kind of just held serve and kind of stalled out. 35 on the board this time by. Right there is Scott Simley. Simley there in that Toyota truck trying to pull in. Man, that truck looks pretty good, that 5G Toyota. Pretty good. As he rockets around here. Again, just shy of 36 complete. So again, as we run 35 of these 92 laps being completed here from the Atlanta Motor Speedway. Side by side, just up in front of Scott Simley, is going to be a couple more. Harnish Gallagher, race leader down pit road. So here we go. Gallagher on pit road. Where does he come out in relation? Here goes Gallagher down. Gallagher for fresh tires and fuel here for that number 22 Toyota. He'll exit pit road. 37 to 92 on the board, AJ. Everybody will exit here. He'll come up onto the racing surface. We'll get it back going. Round number 4, the Atlanta Motor Speedway, as Gallagher jumps back up on the racing surface. Getting back up to speed, AJ. This should be pretty fun as he works his way through. Let's see where he cycles out. In relation, Macklemore up has gained quite a bit on him. Again, Josh Macklemore was one of the earlier adopters to pit road. It pays off for him. He's going to jump Gallagher and Dustin. So was Jerry West, up 16 spots right now. So a couple of trucks that pitted earlier, like I said, AJ, kind of paid off for him here in the short term.
Yeah, it very much paid off.
Lucas Steyer on pit road here. He'll come down. West Macklemore should assume the race lead here tonight. Let's take a look at some of the strategy that these top 3 employed to get where they're at right now. You see West will assume the race lead. And you see that right there. It was about a 7 or 8 lap difference when they hit pit road versus when our race leader of Gallagher did. So that's going to be interesting. Gallagher will be on the fresher tires now. He's going to have to make the moves back around them. Gallagher coming out in 4th. You see the 22 truck right there. So what do you do now, AJ, if you're Gallagher? You've got the fresher tires, but you got to get back around these guys.
You do have the fresher tires, but you don't want to burn them up. So I would make the passes when you can, but kind of still protect them. If you understand what I'm saying. Yeah,
he's under Dustin now. That'll be for 3rd. That'll move him back up to P3. We'll track some lap time differences here in just a moment to see what we're looking at lap time wise. Let's see here. Gallagher and Macklemore. Let's see the difference. So he's consistently about 3/10 right now faster a lap than those guys in front of him. And we'll look at that time. 36, 37. So about 3/10 of a second faster with 8 laps fresher tires. He's going to blow by Gallagher, move him into, or Macklemore, he's going to catch Macklemore in a hurry here. 3/10 of a second faster, AJ. So no surprise there. Tires are worth a lot here in Atlanta for Harnish. But again, he's got a couple of lap trucks in between him and Macklemore, protecting Macklemore a little bit, AJ.
Yeah, he is protecting Macklemore. Mitchellmore. It's Mitchellmore.
Mitchellmore, yes. My apologies. I'm halfway.
Come on, Matt. You're messing me up, too.
King going to run right now. Mitchellmore right there in second. Oh, see, I messed you up every now and then. Mitchellmore doing a great job in second. West leading here. And what is going to have a fun one. 43 already in the books, AJ, but we're burning through this.
Yeah, we're almost halfway through.
We ran about 24 minutes of racing here. Take a look at your race leader. Having to deal with quite a bit of traffic right now all the way around it. 31, that is Mitchellmore right back behind him, and then it's going to be Gallagher as well. So starting to accordion up front together is these top three. Gallagher got a little bit further to go, but man, I got to say it, West and Mitchellmore, they're pulled off a pretty good strategy. $44 laps in the books here. You see lap traffic all the way around your race leader right now. 45 this time. $45 of 92 complete here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Jerry West out front is going to be Mitchellmore, and pass for P2, and Gallagher actually drops back one. That's Pedro making a move. Pedro pulling through to second. Look at that. Here comes Pedro, AJ.
Yeah, he seems to have a really good fast car right now, but everybody's trying to catch. Oh no, they've passed Jerry West.
Yeah, West free falling now. Harnish, Gallagher, and Pedro able to get around him, but now Harnish has got to deal with Pedro assuming the race lead. Good job by Pedro holding serve, AJ. Up to the race lead in that number 28 machine with 47 on the board. Harnish, Gallagher right behind them. Going to be Jerry West and Macklemore right there as well. Or Mitchellmore. Dang it, I did it again, didn't I? Oh, there you go. I played you, sir.
It's okay. I fully take it.
But we continue to run right now. And again, this series is known for these long green flag runs.
Yep. Yes, they are.
And they're doing it again, buddy. Long green flag. Just same thing as normal. We're happy with what we're seeing here tonight. All right, so right now, AJ, what would be your thoughts if you're out here not the leader?
Well, Pedro is actually pulling away ever so slightly from Hamish. Hamish was the leader for the majority of what we've seen so far. If you're back where Josh Mitchellmore and EJ O'Rourke are, or Gary Sexton, Scott Smiley, Chad Coleman, you're looking at maybe another pit stop. So I'm not in. If you're not that far back from the leader, you might want to try to short pit just a little bit to get that tire advantage. But right now, Pedro's got to make a mistake, or Hamish has to protect enough tires to where he's going to be able to just obliterate the competition.
Yeah, and there you go. I mean, it's going to be, our game is going to be real coming down to the end of this one, I think. Try to save as much as you can here with 51 laps on the board and 92 here. So right now you've got West there in third, O'Rourke in fourth, Coleman in fifth right now. Nick's going to be Gary Sexton at the moment alongside Macklemore backtracking, buddy. So our points leader sliding backwards, AJ. Not going to be good for your points leader. O'Rourke right now as they run would assume the points lead if they finish the way they run right now. So if you're Macklemore, you desperately got to get some spots back. If you're EJ O'Rourke, you want him to stay back there. West dropping back. Some of the guys that came down early for tires kind of paying for it now, sliding backwards, AJ. At the moment, you got Dustin back here in the 11 truck, trying to hang on, 53 on the board of the 92 schedule. Pedro leading the way right now, trying to run down this lap traffic. Harnish Gallagher, a couple of car winks back, more like a half a second now back from Chad Coleman at the moment. Coleman right there, O'Rourke, Sexton, Simley, West up there as well.
+2.
Thank you, buddy. As they continue to run right now, 54 of 92 complete. So I'm going to step away just a moment while I take some more medicine, buddy, and then I'll be right back. So you're captain now for about a half a lap.
All right, hopefully it's only a half a lap, but Pedro in that 28 truck is really starting to pull away from Hamish ever so slightly. As I say that, Hamish Gallagher takes a 10th off of that, and actually the top 5 take about a 10th off of that. You have Chad Coleman in third, E.J. O'Rourke in fourth, and Scott Smiley in fifth. I would not be surprised if we have pit stops coming up within the next 15 to 20 laps. But so far, so good. We do have a battle for fifth brewing, Scott Smiley and Gary Sexton.
Yeah, we do. We have a good little battle there brewing here in the top 5. So that'll be fun to watch. And I'm having so much fun out here tonight, you know. Nothing like good iRacing as good medicine, right?
Right.
I mean, what else am I going to do? Lay there and be miserable? We got a truck off the racetrack. Whoa, hello there. That was Beach having a problem. Let's take a look. Oh, he is just going to be on the apron and around he goes. So Beach going to slide. He's off the racetrack, so we should be good. We'll stay green here. And, man, we'll stay green, but he's going to go to pit road, AJ. Pedro out front. So right now, 57 on the board. Coleman trying to run down Pedro here. Coleman doing everything he can. Coleman doing everything he can here to run down Pedro out front. But it's Pedro pulling away by a pretty good margin right now. Take a look at, oh, we got a lap truck in the wall. Not going to help things. Coleman and O'Rourke back here trying to chase them down. Man, Pedro has opened that gap up. But let's take a look at what our tire strategies would be at the moment for the top few trucks here. So most of the trucks out front, total of 22. They went about 36 on the first stint on average. So you're going to see them down pit road here in about another, 12 to 14 laps for their final stop of the night. So that should put them around 74 when they hit pit road here for the final time. We got a little bit of battling. back here in the field right now. Around that 22nd position, 21st, 22nd spot on the racetrack here. Moving forward, Doug right there. Mitchell right here in that number 40 truck. Trying to give chase to Derek Stanley there in the 82. Jose there as well. P9, Raymond going to pick up a spot for ninth. Over Josh McElmore. McElmore continues to free fall out of the top 10. And there he goes. He's going to hit pit road. He's going to try to stop the bleeding. So McElmore down pit road to stop the bleeding. Put fresh tires on that truck and see what he can do to the end. So a little bit early once again for Josh McElmore there on pit road. Same thing he did earlier in the race. It worked out pretty well then. Be interesting to see how it works out now.
Yeah, I'd be really excited how it works because he short pitted the first time, and I'm curious if it's going to happen once again.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if it happens once again. If, you know, it paid off for him a little while, but, you know, it's going to be about timing here at the end, how that pays off, because he did drop off quite a bit. Who hasn't dropped off? This old Pedro's still out front leading the way, AJ. There is Pedro there in that 28 truck. Anthony Marone there moves into P24 as well, AJ. And Doug Roth just made the pass for 14th as well. We got some movement on pit road back around the back side of this field, AJ, continuing. And pit stops here. So after this race tonight, what are you getting into, AJ?
Probably going to play a little Pokemon Legends Arceus that I've been doing. I'm also currently working on stuff for the podcast to kind of make it a little bit better.
Good for buddy. Well, guys on pit road with Pedro out in front of the field at the moment. 65 on the board. So it's going to be Coleman, Pedro, O'Rourke, Finley, Dalton, Raymond, Wetzel back there as well. 65 complete here tonight in Atlanta. 65 laps complete tonight at Atlanta Raceway, and what has been a really fun night here for the Sim 500 trucks in the Midnight Thunder. Don't forget, tomorrow we go 24 hours of beer. I think the real life 24 hour kicks off tomorrow as well, right?
It does, and I'm very excited for it.
Right. So we're at Daytona covering ours, then we'll be watching that one. So 67 on the board this time by. Pedro right now continuing to lead right now by about 2 seconds over the truck behind him, AJ. A little bit of a gap brewing here. See Raymond right now about a second off the truck in front of him as well. But we got another bit of a battle in P number 2. Coleman up there doing everything he can. Trying to hang on, trying to get to Pedro. Pedro up in front of him, 26 laps to go. Pit stops ready to come pretty soon for the race leaders here tonight. AJ Dominic down pit road. Mike Kelly off of pit road as well. Pit road a busy place right now. Exactly what we expected to see here late in the going.
Oh, it 100% is.
What do you do? You just don't know. Hindsight's always 20/20, right, AJ? But trying to guess beforehand is kind of difficult.
If a caution comes out now, it's going to hurt a couple drivers and a couple really good drivers.
Yes, I agree. So with 24 laps to go, if a yellow comes out, it's going to mess up a bunch of people. Excuse me, folks. Couldn't get the mute button on that one. Some of them sneak up on me. 23 to go. I don't know, AJ, you've been in the booth with me all week. I feel like I'm not coughing near as much as I was.
No, you're not, and I'm glad you're feeling better.
It's been one heck of a ride for the last week. 23 laps to go here as the field works their way through with Pedro, Holman, O'Rourke, and Simley up there in the top 4. Yeah, we're just trying to work our way through to the end of this one, folks, to see whose strategy pays off tonight in Atlanta. Right now, it is Coleman, O'Rourke, Simley, and Wetzel. Probably when this race is over, I will grab me a bite to eat as I asked you what you were doing. Because we got trucks on pit road and what some of the East Bay Nationals from earlier tonight. 22 to go here. Pedro out front. And I gotta go shopping for something as well. And up there. 22 laps to go. So 21 this time by. We'll fight through this one here. 21 laps to go here tonight in Atlanta Motor Speedway. And it's been so much fun all evening, AJ. What are your thoughts on Sim 500 and the direction the league's going and how well the racing has been?
The racing has always been fantastic with Sim 500. No matter what league or series they run, it is literally straight, action the whole time. And I'm currently still looking at the top of the leaderboard. Scott Smiley in the 12. Granted, he's getting past hand over fist, but if there were a caution to come out, he would trap a very good portion of the field a lap down.
Yeah, and that's the thing. If the yellow does come out, it messes up everything, right? So basically, if the goddess of caution shows up, we're all in trouble. Because it's going to mess a lot of things up for these guys. Again, Matt and AJ right here calling the end of the action. This is the Sim 500 Midnight Thunder Series. Can you feel the thunder?
Very clever.
Emily up front getting back on the racetrack here. How does all this pan out at the end with 18 to go? Again, round 4. It's crazy to think about as we see this work its way through points-wise. AJ, there's only 11 rounds here this year for this series. We're working round 4. Next week will be round 5. We're coming all up on halfway through this thing. Everybody else going to fall in line. Jerry West out front leading. West leading right now with Sexton right there behind him. So what do you do if you're the front 2 right now, AJ? Let's look at the pit strategy. For West and Sexton, they've got about 13 laps on their set. Can they hold on? That's the big question. And it's going to be Pedro and McElmore going to line up 3rd and 4th right now. Have they got enough time to run down the top 2?
I have no clue. There's a good chance where it could happen.
It's going to be a 7-second gap.
But the lap time difference is not that far apart.
They got time. I don't know if they got the speed. And we talked about it all night. How would this work out? Well, we're seeing it, right? We're seeing we're seeing the lap times on the different sets of tires and what we got going on play out. You look one more time. So basically what that tells me, AJ, is the group out front, 13 laps on their stint. They pitted about 13 laps earlier, roughly, than did Pedro and Mr. McElmore or Mr. Coleman, some of these guys right here. That's the difference.
Salute.
Going to be very interesting how this plays out. With 15 laps to go right now, Jerry West leads the way over Gary Sexton, Mr. Pedro right there as well in that top three is also in the mix. West up 22 spots from where he started here tonight. Sexton right there in second. You see Sexton just behind West right now. Tenths of a second that difference. Sexton gonna close in on West here. I don't think West has got enough to hold off Sexton. I think Sexton's truck's just a little bit better right now at this stage. But what a show by Jerry West and playing the strategy he played. 12 laps to go here tonight from Atlanta. Well to go for the leaders out front. Sexton going to be to the back bumper of West. Here we go. Sexton closing in. Lap traffic going to go by West there. It's Allison getting by him for that to get himself back a lap. Allison right now deep in the field. EJ O'Rourke up to 6. Good run for EJ O'Rourke. O'Rourke ahead of Josh by 2 spots here. If they finish that way, O'Rourke will most likely take over the points lead. But it's West out front looking to go to victory lane here tonight. He's trying to hang on. Everybody behind him. Be a big one here for Jerry West tonight if he can hang on 11 laps. And this could be huge for Jerry with 10 laps to go. Still hanging on. As we close into the end here of this one at Daytona. 10 laps to go. Man, oh man, oh man. It is Pedro, West, Sexton, Coleman, Dalton, O'Rourke right there as well with 9 to go. Nine laps to go here. Mid-row out front leading. 8 to go this time by. He'll come back to the back bumper of as West has got. Pedro has gotten by West there. There we go. Pedro was able to run down West and get around him. My apologies for missing that one. But Pedro able to run down West and get around him. Coleman right now closing in as well. But Pedro, man, that truck has been quick all night. He has moved his way back to the race lead with less than 8 to go here. Got a little bit of lap traffic in front of him he's going to have to negotiate. Well, AJ, as long as he can get through lap traffic, I think he's in pretty good shape.
Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing here. Because Jerry West is also getting through lap traffic.
Wow, he got held up big there, though. That was huge amount of lift out of that truck. Coleman trying to close in now. Coleman to second. Coleman trying to smell blood in the water here, but I don't know that he can get there. We look at the difference between those two trucks. There's about a lap difference between those. I don't think that's going to matter a lot. It's all going to be about Pedro getting through this traffic right now. That's the only thing that could cost him. And he's about to clear it for the majority of it. Now Coleman's got to come through that same mess that Pedro was able to come through. And West back there in third. He's got to come through all this mess as well. 5 laps to go. Leaders in heavy lap traffic. 4 to go this time by. So 4 laps to go in Atlanta. Man, oh man, this is going to be interesting, AJ. 4 laps to go here. 3 to go now. 4 to go here for your race leader. Good move out front. See Bobby Wetzel back here. Going to bring the truck home around 12th. Holyfield there in 11th. Coming to 3 to go. Pedro still leads Coleman in second. A good top 2 finish for Chad Coleman.
Absolutely. Jerry West, we thought might have catch Pedro. Same thing with Gary Sexton. Chad Coleman's actually come alive a little bit towards the end of this race, but I do not think it's enough for him to catch Pedro.
Yeah, me as well. I just don't think he's going to get there, but it's going to be 2 laps to go this time by. Pedro out front leading the charge. Doing a great job. Pedro leading here. 22 laps to go, or 2 laps to go. Pedro out front, Coleman in second. Just holding serve at the moment. Coleman right there. Trying to close in, AJ. So here we go. 1 lap to go this time by, AJ. Pedro out front. Pedro coming to the white flag. 1 lap to go here tonight. Pedro out front. Coleman in second. West in third. Into turns 1 and 2 right now. Everybody going to go to the bottom. Pedro out front leading. Out of turn number 2 they come. Pedro gonna come through 3 and 4. Coming to the checkered flag, buddy. He's gonna get it here. Coleman gonna come home second. There we go. It's gonna be Pedro gonna go to victory lane here tonight. Coleman and West, your top 3. Good job by Pedro.
Coming all the way from 12th to 1st.
Yes, sir. Well, we'll get an interview with him here. See what he has to say. Get him up here in the booth with us. Hey, man, it's Matt in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
All righty, buddy. Well, victory lane, 12th to 1st, my friend.
Yeah, that was a fun race, eventful race. For us, didn't qualify as good as we wanted to, but I knew that we had pace, so just had to, manage the tires, run the bottom, be patient, let those guys burn their stuff up, and just start rolling through the field. And
right
there, towards the last half of the first run, we were able to get the second and start pulling the gap on first.
Well, man, you did a great job. and a little bit of tire strategy and everything else coming away with victory lane. How big was the strategy here tonight?
Oh, that was big. Once we got close to the leaders, it was just kind of managing, like, when did everybody pit, and leader pitted, and so I was like, well, I'll pit a lap later, and was hoping I would come out close out of the pits. Came out within 2 seconds of the leader, and I knew that right then and there that I was in good shape because I had a lap better tires. So, and then there, towards the end was just paying attention to who was behind me when they pitted and who was the closest. And when Chad pitted, I just followed suit, pitted the next lap to make sure that I didn't have too big of a gap to gain to him.
Well, man, you did a wonderful job here tonight, buddy. Congratulations, victory lane. That number 28 machine, you get to celebrate here tonight, my friend.
Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate you putting on the broadcast. Appreciate Steve for running the series. Midnight Thunder's a classic. Love the series. Been running it since I was a teenager, man. It's back in the old NR03 days, man. So it's fun to jump in here and run this every now and then, and good to win. And again, to my teammates on team name, appreciate those guys. We all work really well together and race each other hard, but have fun.
Yeah, Thor, man. Well, again, congratulations, victory lane here tonight. Alrighty, there we go. We'll grab Chad Coleman. Hey, Chad, it's Matt up here in the booth. You get a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Alrighty, P2 here tonight, buddy.
Yeah, I would like to have stayed a little closer to Pedro there. We got cut off and blocked a little coming off pit road, and that was the gap. And then that was pretty much
gap pretty much stayed the same from then on out, didn't it?
Yeah, me and Pedro's raced together for a long time, probably going on, I'd guess, probably 10, 12 years now. And I knew, with that kind of gap, I wasn't going to make it up because our driving styles are fairly similar. He's always been a little better on looking after the right front than I have, but traffic played a big deal tonight. So I gained a little bit, lost a little bit. But, yeah, I just got blocked coming off pit road, and that cost me about 3 seconds in the long run.
Right. Oh, dude, it was a crazy night here. One heck of a night, that is for sure.
Yeah, it's always good when races go green and you can sit there and, you ain't got to, it's not just who can throw it in the corner the hardest. You got to drive these things and use a little bit of strategy and stuff. So, shout out to everybody in the race tonight for keeping it green, even though there was some situations there with lap traffic we weren't real happy with. But, I guess that's to be, that'll happen.
That's to be expected, right?
Yep.
You run up on some of those guys and it can mess your momentum up and all kinds of things.
Oh, yeah, especially when you got a handful that ain't real sure where they're supposed to be or know where they are to begin with.
There you go. Well, I've had that happen sometimes, but man, congratulations coming home P2 here tonight, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, big deal tonight, I just got to thank Steve Herring, even though he's a Miami fan and fans of Miami sports, he's still an okay guy.
Miami.
Yeah. Well, just big shout out to Steve for putting up with all of us on late on Friday nights, and thanks to y'all for broadcasting. And we'll probably go back and look at it after a while. And of course, congratulations to my teammate Pedro.
There we go. Well, again, great run here tonight, buddy. Good to see you again, and we'll talk to you later, man.
Yeah, thanks, man.
All righty, AJ, man. I'll tell you what, that about does it, buddy.
Yeah, it does. That was a hell of a race, a very fast race, actually. And, Pedro coming from P12 to win the race, Chad Coleman from P13 to finish second, and to round out the podium, it is Jerry West coming from all the way back in the pack, P23 to finish third.
There we go. Well, we have had a fun night. Thank y'all for coming out for Trucking Friday. We're going to be back tomorrow with more great racing action. A busy Saturday coming up. Don't forget, come on out tomorrow. Action starts at 3 o'clock for the 24 hours of beer, and then much more after that. So again, folks, I'm going to get out of here. Have a great night, everyone. Thanks, AJ, for coming out. We will see you tomorrow in about, a little over 12 hours from now. Have a great one.